I'm Kim Christensen. This is Succeeds Prize, a celebration of Colorado's teachers. This celebration is more deserved, and some might say even more necessary, in the midst of a pandemic. COVID-19 has reminded us to appreciate our state's teachers more than ever. When schools had to make the abrupt shift to remote learning earlier this year, teachers kept students on track, kept our state's education system going, and they continue to do that now that classes have resumed.
I'm Nelson Garcia. COVID-19 has dominated the conversation for school districts across our state, but it has provided unprecedented opportunity for those districts to change the very nature of how our children are educated, with distance learning becoming the norm.
When the COVID-19 hit, it brought a lot of challenges, but teachers embraced it, and they really worked so hard to find ways to engage the students.
It started with the fundamental needs to make sure that all of our kids get food and that they're safe and cared for. And then what can we do for our students and to keep their education moving?
Working with community partners, we're able to get computers into the hands of all of our families, able to support with internet installation and hotspots.
Some of those students were signing on at 7 o'clock at night because they were taking care of their brothers and sisters, right, throughout the day. So that just taught us that we need to make our programming flexible.
Education prior to the pandemic and education afterwards should resonate forward with student agency.
I've learned that just everything can change in just 1 minute. I didn't know how much I appreciated learning in school until we switched to remote learning.
We couldn't really interact with things in person anymore, but that didn't stop our creative learning.
We made sure that during our classes there was a focus on their mental health, how they were doing, and that way they could succeed in school.
I used to say that this is just a system interruption and that we'll get back to normal. And I think we've all come to realize that this is actually bigger than that and that we have a new normal to define. So for me, where the optimism lies is in this notion of system disruption and the idea that we can create new paradigms for education moving forward.
We realized that we are in a world where we can do things remotely, and that's a skill we need to teach our students.
At the heart of what we're showing you tonight is a drive to improve the education of young Coloradans, to prepare them all for an unpredictable future. It's the mission of Colorado Succeeds, the nonprofit organization behind the Succeeds Prize.
The future of our community depends on the quality of our schools. Colorado Succeeds represents business leaders from across the state who want to improve education and want to partner with educators, with government leaders, and with all of you to help make sure that all kids have access to a game-changing educational experience. The Succeeds Prize is about much more than just one night. It's a movement. It's about how we take the things that we learned from the best educators across our state and we share them with other communities all across Colorado.
The schools you'll hear about tonight show a commitment to students succeeding in a rapidly changing world. Vision 2030 outlines the competencies, experiences, and principles we want for all students. Now more than ever, we need responsive education that supports agile, lifelong learning.
Our first awards are for transformational impact.
Every finalist in this category has proven their ability to adapt and create programs and curricula relevant to an ever-changing world.
The finalists for Transformational Impact in an elementary school are Vega Collegiate Academy in Aurora and the Wyatt Academy in Denver.
Every single student is pushed to be the best version of themselves. They realize that their expectations are really high and that they can achieve those and that they won't get ignored. I teach at Vega Collegiate Academy. We are in Aurora.
What I like most about this school is that they really take kids' education very seriously.
This school is really special to me because it was really needed in this neighborhood and for these students. Vision 2030 is about personalizing the education for each student. Here at Vega, we focus on the whole child. We are looking at every aspect of their life, what they're interested in at home, what they're interested in at recess. We try and find books that our students can relate to, and then we keep those conversations ongoing as much as we can.
To have joy as a core value here, it means by learning, we could also be having fun.
Joy is probably, for me, the most important part. I don't think students could learn without joy. That just wouldn't be possible. If every single thing that we do is kind of backed by a positive reinforcement, they'll want to do it. We have weekly meetings where we sit together and grade our papers together. And we have charts in the teacher room, and we literally will initial each chart and watch it either rise or fall and then kind of adjust. So we don't wait for other people to do the data analysis for us. We're seeing really good results.
I feel like I could achieve my personal best at Vega.
I've already seen the amount that this education has changed people's lives, their parents, their siblings, the student themselves as well. I really love the students and the community and the families here.
We've found the courage to step outside the box and really create a community style of learning that serves our kids and our families. Wyatt Academy is an amazing elementary school. We are located in the Cole-Whittier neighborhoods of Denver.
There's such a good community, really, is why I think Wyatt is a good school and why I love it.
We sat down with all of our families one-on-one. We said, tell us what you need. Tell us what's keeping you up at night. We heard loud and clear, food, and also just the cost and stress of having to clothe growing children. We launched our Family Empowerment Center, which is designed to help set our students up for success.
If we don't have food, we know that Wyatt has the supplies and ingredients and things we need. They are free. That's what really touches my heart.
Something that is really special about our mission and also our core values is that we design them together as a community. And one of the values that came to light almost immediately was wonder.
Wonder for me is another way to say learning.
We really believe in inquiry-based, hands-on learning. We want our students to guide their own learning. If they're truly intrigued and in a space of wonder, we know that their learning will far exceed learning that we deliver to them out of a textbook.
We have passionate teachers that will always help us.
For us, this is home. This is so much more than a job or a school. This is our family, and so to be able to reach this accomplishment together as a community is really magical.
Our foundation is focused on supporting the educational needs of children in our at-risk communities, and we've been longtime supporters of Colorado Succeed. So I just wanted to applaud you for all you're doing at the school to prepare your kids for success, not just in academics, but really in life.
On behalf of T-Tech, we're excited to inform you that the winner of the Succeeds Prize for Transformational Impact in an Elementary School is Wyatt Academy.
Yay! We are so grateful. And just listening, Rich, to you talk about our school and some of our accomplishments, it really is, it's magical.
Wyatt has been working so hard. And so it's just like, this is just like, yay, we're doing the right thing. And it feels good to be recognized.
It's our kids and our families and our amazing teachers who made this happen. It will be so exciting for our community to hear and to celebrate.
And now the finalists for Transformational Impact in a Middle School: Beacon Network Schools, Denver, and Mesa Middle School in Douglas County.
We were a low-performing school. Now we're one of the highest-performing middle schools in DPS. Beacon Network Schools is part of Denver Public Schools. We have two schools, Grant Beacon Middle School and Kepner Beacon Middle School. What makes us unique is we focus around blended learning, enrichments, character development, and also critical thinking.
One thing that I like about it is personalized learning, because not everyone learns at the same rate.
Beacon Network Schools aligns to Vision 2030 because it helps support agile learning, entrepreneurial opportunities, for our kids. Enrichment's formed when I was one of those principals that would pull students out of the bus to keep them after school for not doing their homework or would get in trouble in school. There was always a small population of kids that were staying after school for maybe some clubs. Many of our kids didn't have opportunities outside of that.
Some activities or enrichments I'm involved in is student ambassadors. CHIC, it's to empower the Black community and make sure that we feel confident in ourselves.
We offer STEM, leadership, academic programs. We offer arts and culture programs, and what's unique about it is that we bring in outside experts, and what we say is share your passion. It's not a partial after-school program. It's actually part of our regular school day.
I've learned that I am a leader. All the teachers pushed me to be my best self.
We're creating an environment that they want to be a part of. We expect every kid to succeed.
From a teaching perspective, to have students that are so passionate and energetic, that's what excites me. I have the pleasure of teaching at Mesa Middle School, and it is in Castle Rock. The work that we are doing at Mesa through Global Classroom and through social entrepreneurship, we are creating agile, lifelong learners.
It's definitely changed the way I see learning. With the global learning aspect, you're able to think outside the box.
The program that we have created is the first one I've ever seen at the middle school level. Our kids get to work with kids from around the world, and they get to really look at local issues here and compare them to local issues that exist in other places to eventually, hopefully, try to solve them. And at the core of MESA is to make globally minded citizens who are empathetic, who are inquisitive, who want to make the world a better place. Social entrepreneurship, it follows the same model. Kids are going through the design thinking process.
My project, I focused on rivers and cleaning up rivers because I'm so passionate about fly fishing. I decided to make a contraption that will clean trash out of rivers, and I've talked to engineers in water cleaning industries. You could just get insight that you never even expected before.
Students are more engaged than they've ever been. They're passionate, they're excited to come to school. We are laying the foundation for students who love to learn.
I'm Philip Stephanus. I'm an SVP at DaVita. We've long believed that there's an incredibly strong link between education and health. That's really why we're supporters of Colorado Succeeds. We are just so thrilled to let you know that Beacon Network Schools is the winner of this year's Succeed Prize for Transformational Impact in Health.
Over here!
Congratulations.
I'm gonna cry.
Wow. That's my first reaction as well, and say thank you.
We are both doggedly passionate about this calling. There are students that too often are overlooked or their voices are minimized. This is a big moment for us.
Thank you.
Yep.
The finalists for transformational impact in a high school are Mill National Training Center, Widefield School District, and Adams 12's North Glen High School STEM.
I graduated from North Glen High School, and what I love most about North Glen is its STEM program.
STEM is science, technology, engineering, and math. It's providing opportunities for students to gain 21st century skills. Our industry and community partners play such a key role, so they're telling us what they're looking for in the workforce. They're also really helpful because we are a school that does problem-based learning. It's really important because the students see that real-world application.
We designed a really small machine that would release insulin into the body that would help diabetics control their levels. Even though it was difficult, we got an amazing result out of it.
Students are able to, while they're going to high school, can currently get an associate's degree from Front Range Community College in Computer Information Systems. We also offer concurrent college credit for our biomed and engineering program through UCCS in Colorado Springs.
I was able to land an internship at Denver Health and Children's Hospital to look into what the medical field was like and kind of test the waters a little bit, and that's where I decided that I wanted to go into nursing.
We see their enthusiasm, their motivation. They are proud of the work they did because they truly own the work.
I'll look back and definitely remember the connection that I had with my teachers and my mentors because they definitely had a really big impact on my life. They guided me through pretty much everything that I needed to know to succeed.
I serve as a construction teacher at the Mill, which stands for the Manufacturing Industry Learning Lab. And it's a partnership between Peyton and Widefield, two school districts, but we serve a number of high schools. It's a very unique partnership.
It's a different community at the Mill. It is kind of like a family. You're working so closely together.
They learn cabinetry, they learn welding, construction. It is a diverse learning experience, and they start off with the basics. How to read a tape measure, how do you know what a 16th is, and then applying it to real life. Second year in construction side, we're doing electrical and plumbing. Third year, we start to build a home.
They've also really helped with soft skills like interviewing and just how to be a good teammate. It's key that they focus on that and what really makes it great.
Manufacturing for cabinetry and construction, there's a huge need for people in that industry. The key for us at the Mill is making our education practical. To be able to connect our students with industry, not only with skills and training, but also then with jobs when they're ready to graduate.
I actually got a job working for a construction company and get the experience to know that I really do want to do this when I'm older.
I love what I'm doing at the Mill. It is a great opportunity to work with students that care about learning and then also to give back to the community as well.
This is our second year sponsoring the Transformational Impact in a High School Award.
We've done a ton of work with education
particularly experiential learning. So this is really inspirational for us as well.
On behalf of Slalom, we are excited to inform you, the Mill, that you're the winner of this year's Succeeds Prize for Transformational Impact in High School.
It's a tremendous honor, and I can't thank you guys enough for selecting us.
Seeing the growth and seeing the opportunities we've been able to provide students here and just how much it has transformed has been fantastic.
When we first got that building, it was this empty warehouse with nothing, and we had to sell a vision. And now we're building houses in the parking lot and cabinetry and all sorts of things. So it's just been a really cool process to see it grow.
For a small rural district, I just can't say enough about how exciting this is.
I'm just going in for the big Zoom hug.
Protests in the streets, confrontations with Colorado's own police forces. A social change arose as students prepared for the end of their school year. It was up to their teachers to help them understand the movement's meanings. Tonight, they reflect on how those events shaped their own stories.
Diversity, equity, and inclusion are at the core of everything that we do.
We start the year with a field trip, and it's literally called Powered by Diversity. The whole point is for them to see who they are as an individual, what makes them unique, and then who we are together as like a collective team.
We read Number the Stars about the Holocaust, and then when we compared it to Witnesses to Freedom, which is about the civil rights movement, they were like, wait, but this is still happening in the US, like I experienced this.
It does hurt saying from a black perspective. It does hurt a lot of the times, but when I go to Wyatt, it lets go because I know that I am safe.
Coming onto our campus, when you see a quote or you see a human being, it is 50% men and women, it is 50% people of color. Our students had a full hand in designing that with our architect.
In Northeast Park Hill, where our school is located, the neighborhood is changing. Gentrification is real. And as a person who is aware of their responsibilities as a member of that community, I want to try to give the Cube the opportunity to preserve this neighborhood as it exists. And the way that we're going to do that is we're going to do that with 360-degree 3D video footage.
I thought it was really cool when all these protests were happening in the city. Leadville actually came together and had a tiny one on Main Street. Even with like the small numbers that we had, people were still out there supporting what they cared about.
We know that this is not a moment in time, this is a movement, and it's a movement that we as a community are very committed to.
Our next series of awards are about excellence. They recognize those trying new things to create unique learning experiences for students. For excellence in STEM, the finalists are Montrose County School District RE1J and the Springs Studio for Academic Excellence and Pikes Peak Early College, Colorado Springs.
I am so proud of everything that Montrose County School District has done. We embraced STEM with the idea of preparing our students for the 21st century and how to be problem solvers for problems that don't even yet exist.
The things that we're learning aren't just some mumbo jumbo that we're being forced to do by the education system. It's really going to help us move on with our lives and get to where we want to be.
It's not just about those disciplines of science, technology, engineering, and math. Our STEM and problem-based learning encompasses every discipline from language arts to social studies to PE.
In robotics, I really learned how to collaborate with people and go through the engineering process of having an idea, implementing it, experimenting, and just refining it.
Problem-based learning, or PBL, is an approach to learning where students solve real-world problems. We couldn't do STEM and problem-based learning in Montrose County School District without our community partnerships. They're the cornerstone of it.
We're going to take some sediment samples using this submarine.
The project at Otter Pond is a great example of that. Students had to create a video to create public awareness about algal bloom and the dangers that it may pose to people or pets.
I want to become an engineer, and going through engineering and robotics, it really made me realize that through teamwork, I could really achieve my dream.
It's really important for rural communities to address STEM. We try to bring not only our students to the world, but the world to our students, so that they can experience everything that would help prepare for whatever career paths they may choose after graduation.
We focus on the human first and the student second. Once their hearts are taken care of, then their brains light up and the learning accelerates. Spring Studio for Academic Excellence and Pikes Peak Early College are sister schools.
I was a student at Spring Studio for Academic Excellence from about 3rd grade to my freshman year of high school. I was ready for the next step, which would be college classes. So I switched over to Pikes Peak Early College for my sophomore year.
Pikes Peak Early College is for students that are on a fast track, that hopefully they graduate with their high school diploma and their associate's degree.
Everything I'm doing now will be able to be applied towards my future college, which I really like, so do my parents.
Pikes Peak Early College and Spring Studio for Academic Excellence are driving towards Vision 2030 because we're putting the learning in kids' hands. We're focusing on collaboration, creativity, communication. Technology is important. It's not just a tool, it's part of our system. We also offer classes with coding and computer science to where kids are creating things. They're understanding the backbone of technology. I see each student becoming themselves. I'll have a freshman who has no idea what they want to do, and then all of a sudden they'll take a coding class and they realize, I want to do software. Well, guess what? We have a pathway for that.
I've loved going to both schools, which I think is incredible.
So by teaching kids the how and the why of learning, it's equipping them to become agile learners who will impact the future in a big way.
We are really excited to sponsor the award and work with Colorado Succeeds. As a world leader in packaging and aerospace technologies, we rely on STEM education to keep our business thriving. On behalf of Ball Corporation, I'm excited to inform you that Montrose School District is the winner of the Succeeds Prize for Excellence in STEM Education. Congratulations, you guys.
This is a giant shot in the arm for us of just in such a difficult time that we've been going through, all of the districts. I don't want to cry because I do that all the time. This will be a huge morale boost for our teachers.
This team has done an incredible job to make sure that even when kids are home, they have a focus, an intentional focus on STEM. I'm super proud of this team, super proud to be a part of this team, and just thank you so much for supporting that.
Next is Excellence in Innovation. The finalists are Cherry Creek Innovation Campus and the Lake County School District.
I didn't love high school, and I really struggled a lot with finding out what I wanted to do, and that was really stressful on me. And then I came here and I learned what I wanted to do. Now I am 100% sure that the path I am on is something that I know I will love forever.
This is the Cherry Creek Innovation Campus. We serve students from all of our 8 high schools in the Cherry Creek schools. We have 7 different pathways in our building. We have advanced manufacturing, business services, infrastructure engineering, IT and STEAM, health and wellness, hospitality and tourism, and then in transportation we have automotive and aviation. Our business partners and our higher ed partners helped us design each one. So when you walk into one of those pathways, you really walk into that industry.
You want the right side of our scissors on the right side online.
Being in an industry that is so male-dominated and succeeding is so incredible. It makes you feel like you can do anything in the world. And that feeling is just amazing.
Our business partners really like that. They're already giving us feedback saying it's a different type of student going into these apprenticeships, into these internships, into jobs. Our business partners are chomping at the bit to hire our kids.
So this place really changed my life, and I'm so grateful for that.
I hope that we can serve as a model to other small rural districts. Lake County School District is in Leadville. We were able to really turn around our district. It was an exploration with expeditionary learning, looking at the whole child, and focusing on how in such a tiny mountain town schools can be the center of a community.
This spring semester at Colorado Mountain College, I took an American Environmental History class, and I loved it so much. I see myself doing something for the environment in the future.
Our students can graduate with their associate's degree and their high school degree at the same time. It decreases the financial burden on families. It helps them get a leg up when they go to college to be able to be competitive world contributors. Back in 2011, it was a largely English-speaking group who was participating in those classes. And as a district that has about 71% students who identify as a minority, we have about 60% now of students in the dual enrollment program.
To me, it shows you're willing to do the extra work in order to be successful, and I think that's my biggest takeaway from working to get my associate's degree.
Crew is a key element in Lake County School District, but also really conveying to our students that we are all in this boat together and we're all crew. The kids are blossoming. They're turning into forward thinkers, critical thinkers, funny thinkers, outdoor enthusiasts. To be a part of that fundamental shift in building the future for our community and for our children became super exciting and powerful.
I'm really impressed with the incredible work and your dedication to the students.
and how you're really focused in on creating that future pipeline of talent. On behalf of Janice Henderson Investors, I am excited to inform you that Cherry Creek Innovation Campus is the winner of the Succeeds Prize for Excellence in Education Innovation.
We are ecstatic. We are so excited. Okay, very good. Very good. Thank you.
We can't be more proud of what this school is doing for the kids and for industry around, and the launch pad it is for these kids' careers and futures.
I'd love to speak on behalf of the staff. They're part of the most phenomenal staff I've ever been honored to work with, and each one of them, they are truly the definition of innovators.
Congratulations again.
Our final award is for Excellence in Technology-Enabled Learning. The finalists are the Cube High School, Denver, and the Lone Star School District.
Learning happens everywhere is what's written around our CUBE logo, but it's also what is written throughout every lesson and everything that we do at the CUBE. The CUBE High School is part of Denver Public Schools as a charter school, and it's located in Northeast Park Hill. I have had so many opportunities at the CUBE to put really future-facing technology in front of kids.
One way technology plays a huge part in our classrooms is by not only our use of computers, but also VR and other devices. VR is virtual reality.
Kids are using laser cutters daily. They're 3D printing things constantly. We're sending VR headsets home so kids can be physically fit at home. We're talking about using virtual reality as a way for kids to explore their socio-emotional growth. Science isn't the kind of thing that people who just like math are good at. I'm showing them that creativity is not just the kind of thing that you do with paint and with fabric. Actually, what technology does is it brings all that together, and it helps them build this really beautiful context for their learning.
We got to code and create and design our own little robot arm. I've always enjoyed the designing aspect, and then trying that out and realizing, yeah, maybe not this. I'm realizing I want to follow a more tech-centered path, and maybe even coding itself.
Learning of the 20th century was the acquisition of information. Learning of the 21st century is analysis. That's why computational thinking is so important.
With the way our world's going, it tends to lead a lot more towards a digital landscape, and with that we have experience in that field already going into it.
Technology can empower you to continue to tell unique stories, can continue to empower your voice, and make sure that the changes that you want to see in the world can happen.
Lone Star School District is located in the northeast corner of Colorado. We are 30 miles from any town, so we have to be unique in the things that we do to make sure that we're attracting kids and ultimately giving them a well-rounded education. Technology is everything, and if we don't teach our students the same things that all the kids from these bigger schools are getting, they're going to be left behind when they get into the real world.
I currently take college classes where I have to be online for most of my school year. I hope to finish with both an associate's and a high school diploma.
One of the connections we have is to the STEM's Highlands Ranch School. The kids do projects, whether it's a robotics challenge or just getting together to learn, about each other. We also have a very nice relationship with Case IH to show the technology in agriculture that's out there to get these kids doing something that they love and to be successful. During the 2021 school year, we will be implementing our badge system. The badge system consists of a financial literacy badge, a life skills badge, a workforce readiness badge, a college and career readiness badge, a problem solving and critical thinking badge, and a community service badge.
They gave me so much one-on-one time. They were there every step of the way.
It's all about system, and it's all about creating agile learners and agile systems to make sure that we're giving kids opportunities. No matter where kids are from, they need to be able to have that personalized learning.
On behalf of Arrow Electronics, I'm really excited to inform you that the Cube is the winner of the Succeeds Prize for Excellence in Tech-Enabled Learning.
Cool.
Look at that.
We cannot teach kids technology that's of yesteryear or even of today, because 5 years from now, will they even use it? And I think that's what we're trying to really instill in our students, is this ability to see the future.
I wanted to thank you for the work at the Cube. It really is aligned with Arrow's mission and purpose. We guide innovators forward to a better tomorrow.
It's just nothing but joy to be able to see their eyes light up when they're able to make a robot move. And I'm so excited.
Succeeds Prize is over, but the mission of Colorado Succeeds continues, as does that of Colorado's teachers, who are now helping our children navigate this new and different school year. Hard to say when classrooms will look familiar again. What is safe to say is Colorado teachers will be there to make sure that all of our children are ready for any uncertain times that may come. And for that, we thank them. On behalf of my colleague Nelson Garcia, good night.